Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're not giving away any money, we're not doing any crazy challenges, but we are talking about something super important, being prepared. That's right, today we're diving into 20 grocery items you need to stock up on before they're gone. These are staples, the things you gotta have in your pantry in case of, well, anything. We're talking natural disasters, emergencies, or even just those times when you don't feel like going to the grocery store for a month. Been there, done that. Let's get started. All right, first up, we got canned beans. These bad boys are like the hidden treasure of the grocery store. They're cheap, they last forever, and they're packed with protein. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, you name it, stock up on them all. You can throw them in soups, salads, make dips, or even just heat them up as a side dish. Trust me, when you need a quick and easy protein fix, canned beans are your best friend. Plus, they're so versatile. You can literally make anything with beans. Tacos, burritos, chili, you name it. Chili. Next up is rice, the ultimate sidekick to, well, pretty much any meal. White rice, brown rice, jasmine rice, the options are endless. And the best part? Rice is like that reliable friend who's always down to hang out no matter what you're cooking. You can make a giant pot of rice at the beginning of the week and use it for stir-fries, burrito bowls, as a side dish, or even breakfast porridge. And don't even get me started on fried rice. That's a whole other level of deliciousness. Plus, rice is super affordable, so you can stock up without breaking the bank. Let's be real, who doesn't love a big old plate of pasta? It's comforting, it's filling, and it's one of those foods that just makes everything better. And the best part is, pasta has a crazy long shelf life, so you can stock up and have it on hand whenever those carb cravings hit. Spaghetti, penne, macaroni, the possibilities are endless. You can make a simple tomato sauce, a creamy Alfredo, or even just toss it with some olive oil and garlic for a quick and easy meal. Chapter 4, Canned Veggies. Sneak in those nutrients. Now, I know what you're thinking. Canned vegetables, really? But hear me out. Canned veggies are a lifesaver when you're short on time or fresh produce. They're already cooked and ready to go, and they can last for years in your pantry. Plus, they're a great way to sneak in some extra nutrients. We're talking corn, peas, carrots, green beans, you name it. Throw them in soups, stews, casseroles, or even just eat them as a side dish. And don't forget about canned tomatoes. Those are essential for so many recipes. Chapter 5, Flour, the baker's best friend. All right, if you're even remotely interested in baking, flour is non-negotiable. It's the foundation for so many delicious treats, from cakes and cookies to bread and pizza dough. Plus, it has a surprisingly long shelf life, especially if you store it properly. All-purpose flour is a good go-to, but you can also stock up on whole wheat flour, bread flour, and even gluten-free flour if that's your jam. And don't be afraid to experiment. There are endless possibilities when it comes to baking with flour. Chapter 6, Sugar, sweet energy. Okay, sugar might not be the healthiest item on this list, but let's be real, it's essential for so many things. Baking, sweetening drinks, making jams and preserves, the list goes on and on. And luckily for us, sugar has an incredibly long shelf life, so you can buy in bulk without worrying about it going bad. Just make sure to store it in an airtight container to keep it fresh. And remember, moderation is key. Chapter 7, Salt, the flavor enhancer. Salt, it's basic, it's essential, and it's something you never want to run out of. Salt is literally the OG flavor enhancer, and it makes a world of difference in cooking and baking. Iodized salt is the most common type, but you can also find sea salt, kosher salt, and even Himalayan pink salt. And don't be afraid to get a little fancy with your salt. Flavored salts like garlic salt or onion salt can add a whole other level of flavor to your dishes. Chapter 8, Cooking oil. Fry it up. Whether you're frying, baking, or just trying to prevent your food from sticking to the pan, cooking oil is a must-have in any kitchen. And the best part is, most cooking oils have a pretty long shelf life, so you can stock up without worrying about them going rancid. Olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, the options are endless. Just make sure to store your cooking oil in a cool, dark place to keep it fresh for as long as possible. Peanut butter, protein-packed goodness. Peanut butter, it's not just for kids. This nutty spread is a great source of protein, healthy fats, and it's incredibly versatile. You can eat it on toast, make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a classic. Add it to smoothies or even use it in savory dishes like peanut noodles. Just make sure to get the natural kind without any added sugar or hydrogenated oils, and store it upside down to prevent the oil from separating. Chapter 10, Canned Meat, Protein that Lasts. Canned meat might not sound super appetizing, but it's a great source of protein that can last for years in your pantry. Tuna, salmon, chicken, even Spam. There are so many options to choose from. You can add canned meat to salads, sandwiches, casseroles, or even just eat it straight out of the can. No judgment here. Just make sure to check the sodium content, as some canned meats can be high in salt. Chapter 11. Dried fruits, nature's candy. Looking for a healthy and shelf-stable snack? Dried fruits are where it's at. They're packed with nutrients, fiber, and natural sweetness, making them the perfect alternative to processed snacks. Raisins, cranberries, apricots, mangoes. The options are endless. You can eat them on their own, add them to trail mixes, or even use them in baking. Plus, they last forever, so you can stock up without worrying about them going bad. Chapter 12. Nuts. Snack smart. Nuts are another great snack option that are packed with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. They're perfect for on-the-go snacking or adding to trail mixes, granola bars, or even salads. Almonds, walnuts, cashews, peanuts. The possibilities are endless. Just make sure to store them in an airtight container in a cool, dark place to prevent them from going rancid. Chapter 13. Honey, liquid gold. Honey is a natural sweetener that never goes bad. Seriously, it can last for centuries. It's a great alternative to sugar and can be used in tea, coffee, baking, or even just drizzled over toast. Just make sure to buy raw honey, as it hasn't been pasteurized or filtered and contains more of the beneficial nutrients and antioxidants. Chapter 14. Coffee. Wake-up call. For many of us, coffee is non-negotiable. It's what gets us going in the morning and helps us power through the day. And luckily for us, coffee has a pretty long shelf life, especially if you store it properly. Whole beans will stay fresh the longest, but ground coffee is fine too. Just make sure to store it in an airtight container in a cool, dark place. And don't forget the filters. Chapter 15. Tea steeped in goodness. Tea is a comforting and flavorful beverage that can be enjoyed hot or cold. And the best part is it has a long shelf life, so you can stock up on your favorite varieties without worrying about them going bad. Black tea, green tea, herbal tea, the options are endless. Just make sure to store your tea in an airtight container in a cool, dark place to preserve its flavor and aroma. Powdered milk might not be the most glamorous item on this list, but it's a great shelf-stable alternative to fresh milk. It can be used in baking, cooking, or even just added to water for a quick glass of milk. Just make sure to store it in an airtight container in a cool, dark place to prevent it from clumping or absorbing moisture. Spices are essential for adding flavor and depth to your cooking, and the best part is they have a long shelf life, so you can stock up on your favorites without worrying about them going bad. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cumin, chili powder, the possibilities are endless. Just make sure to store your spices in airtight containers in a cool, dark place to preserve their flavor and aroma. Vinegar is a versatile pantry staple that can be used for cooking, cleaning, and even beauty DIYs. It has a long shelf life and can be used in salad dressings, marinades, sauces, and even for pickling vegetables. White vinegar, apple cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, the options are endless. Just make sure to store your vinegar in a cool, dark place to preserve its flavor and quality. Baking powder is a leavening agent that is essential for making cakes, muffins, pancakes, and other baked goods light and fluffy. It has a long shelf life, but it's a good idea to test it before using it to make sure it's still active. Just mix a teaspoon of baking powder with a tablespoon of hot water. If it fizzes, it's still good to go. Last but not least, we have yeast, the magical ingredient that makes bread rise. It's a good idea to store yeast in the freezer to prolong its shelf life. Active dry yeast and instant yeast are the most common types. Just make sure to check the expiration date and proof your yeast before using it to make sure it's still alive and kicking. Thanks for watching. Make sure to stock up on these items before they're gone. Remember, being prepared is key, and having these pantry staples on hand will give you peace of mind in case of emergencies, or even just those days when you don't feel like braving the grocery store. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this.